close my eyes.
Yes, guys. Good evening. Good morning. Big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining me on the late night chat. How you doing, guys? Big up to everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Don't forget to go and smash a like, subscribe, all that good stuff before we kick off the show, guys. But thank you very much. I know it's late at night. It's a midnight show, but unfortunately, it's the only time I could do a show today. So big up for everyone joining me. I do appreciate it. We're going to talk about the Liverpool Brentford game. 12:30 kickoff tomorrow afternoon. Going to chat about that. But before we chat about that, we're going to have to talk about Alisson Becker picking up a hamstring injury. Now, we don't know the severity of this hamstring injury at the moment. But he's definitely going to miss the next few games. And it's another muscle injury for a goalkeeper that seems to get a lot of muscle injuries. You know, it's quite mad that this goalkeeper, as well classed as he is, he gets a lot of muscle injuries. And I'm going to have a frank discussion about this in a minute, and people might not like what I'm going to say, but big up to everyone, yes. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subbing. But yeah, look, let's just go straight to it. There's some rumours out at the moment. Now, I don't know if these rumours are true. There's one person going around saying at the moment that Alisson's could be a grade 3 tear. If it's a grade 3 tear, he's probably out till the end of the season. There's a lot of rumours going around that it's a grade 3 tear. I don't know. You know, people will say mad things. But, you know, if it's a grade 3 tear, that's him done. You know, that's the season finished for Alisson Becker. We just got to hope it's nothing like that. I think we got to hope that Alisson's just got more of a strain to his hamstring more than a pull. But it was in training yet again, another training injury. I don't know how many times I've got to keep talking about training injuries at this football club. It's mental. It's getting absolutely mental now that these training injuries keep happening constantly. So it's not the first time. Again, another training injury. What is Alisson doing in training where he's pulling or ripping his hamstring. What's he doing? He's a goalkeeper. I, it's not his first hamstring injury either, guys. This is not. He got a hamstring injury playing. It's very rare for goalkeepers to get hamstring. Alisson Becker does not get goalkeeper injuries. Like, you never hear Alisson Becker sort of like breaking his hand or his fingers, or colliding with the woodwork, or he gets a concussion or anything like that. He gets muscle injuries. I don't know many goalkeepers that get muscle injuries, guys. Your goalkeeper usually plays every single game of the season. You rarely rotate your goalkeeper. The only time really you rotate your goalkeeper in this day and age is probably in domestic cup competitions like your League Cup and your FA Cup. But if you're playing Premier League and Champions League, your number one goalkeeper plays every week because they don't sprint like an out of field player. They're not sprinting like a centre back, a full back, the midfielder, and a forward. They're not covering the whole pitch. They're just covering their box. Pause. And he's getting muscle injuries because of it. It's mad. It's a bit mad to me, and again, what's the training regime? What's the training regime for goalkeepers? I don't know. We know John Eisenthorpe is the goalkeeper coach. I don't know what. Look, I don't know what the training is. I don't know if they get the goalkeepers doing sprints to warm up or anything like that. I have no idea, because we heard Jurgen Klopp do his press conference. Jurgen Klopp in his press conference basically said that everyone was back. He actually said Alisson Becker was back and available. That's what Klopp said in his press conference. He said Alisson's back. We're glad to have him back. He's over the flu. Same with Joe Gomez. They're all back now. They should be involved in the Brentford game. And then they go training, because the press conferences are before training. And then they go training, and it's like, does an hamstring. Do you know how mental this is? Do you know actually how mental that is, guys? That goal, a lot of muscle injuries he's had. It's just mad. It's just mad. I think it's Keep It Real's birthday, by the way. So if it is your birthday, keep it real. I think I saw that in the chat. Happy birthday to you, my son. Hope you have a great day. Happy birthday to you, my friend. And if it is your birthday, guys, everyone in the chat, wish him a happy birthday, would you? We're all one family over here at Jamie Phillips Football Chat. So if it is your birthday, keep it real. I think you said it was. Happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday to you. Birthday celebrations, so keep it real in the chat, please, guys. But I don't look. I had my rant. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember now. Was it the day I had my rant on the medical team, and I've been proved right. I've been proved right. That rant I had about the medical team the other day has just proved all my questions correct. Everything I said in that rant has come true. They're phonies. They should be sacked. Someone's head needs to roll. I am sick to death of this. And one thing Klopp said in the press conference as well, that we don't bring players back early. Well, that's bullshit. No, that's balls, ain't it? We don't bring players back early. So Szoboszlai out of a hamstring injury, we bring him back, goes out with the same hamstring injury. Trent, knee injury, comes back, same knee injury. You sure we don't bring players back too early? We sure we don't rush players back? We're either rushing players back. Klopp is either rushing players back to get him onto the pitch, or our medical department is completely in a void of being a medical department, and they're not doing their jobs correctly, and they keep their jobs. How is this medical department hanging on to their jobs continuously? How? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And there's got to be people out there defending everyone. I've already seen people commenting in other streams this evening and on Twitter and stuff like that, saying, It's just bad luck, unfortunately. It's just one of these things. No, come on, it's not just bad luck. It- look at the cycle now. Look at the players that keep getting muscle injuries time and time again. This is not bad luck. It's reoccurrences with the same amount of people constantly getting injured. There's an issue. There's a major issue. You know, your goalkeeper is getting muscle injuries, constant muscle injuries. Now, Ali's got a weird way of kicking the ball. Ali's got that weird stance when he kicks the ball. He's quite heavy footed. He's not light on his feet. Right? If he's getting muscle injuries because of the way he kicks the ball, he's always trying to kick it on the outside of his foot or something like that, where you got to tweak muscles in your leg and he's quite heavy footed on his legs. If that's the case, why haven't we been trying to get him be lighter on his feet? What are we do? What are we? Are they just roughing it up in training? Are we just smashing the absolute shit out of Alisson in training? Out for corners, you're just smashing him, smashing. What are we doing? Again, it's just a training injury. And with that, look, with goalkeepers, you don't rotate. Look, Alisson Becker's getting rotated enough. He's not playing. Kelleher's come in and played, I think, more games this season than he did last season. So Kelleher's coming in and playing games. I don't know goalkeepers that get rotated that much. Really. Your number one goalkeeper should basically play all your major games because they don't need to be rotated because their job is not as strenuous in a physical standpoint. I just don't. I don't understand it. And here's the thing. I'm going to chat about. I don't think anyone else is going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about it right now. I think we've got to come to terms that the fact we can't afford Alisson Becker to keep getting muscle injuries. We just can't afford it, man. We can't afford to have him. Look, he might be the best goalkeeper in the world, but if he isn't available, he's not available. And if these muscle injuries keep happening out of nowhere, nothing is causing them. He's a goalkeeper. He's getting groin injuries, hamstring injuries. He ripped his Achilles tendon a few years back, and was out for quite a long time. He's always doing something every season. You shouldn't rotate your goalkeepers in Premier League, Bruno. I agree with everything else. Rotate them in domestic cups, but not in Premier League games. There's not many goalkeepers who rotate in Premier League games. Don't need to do that. He's a goalkeeper. What's he doing that tires him out? What's he doing? He's running 6 yards, from goal penalty spot to his goal line. He's probably moving around 6 to 10 yards in his box. And he's not running, he's walking around that box. He shouldn't be tired, he's only rotating. This is the issue. That's the issue about the muscle injury. And he's only getting older. Might have might have to have that chat, guys. We might have to have the chat that no one wants to talk about. If muscle injuries keep happening with him and we keep missing out. I mean, Kelleher has now got to play. We don't know the severity of this hamstring. Hopefully, it's just a hamstring strain and it's not a grade 3. If it's a grade 3, we're fucked because that's Alisson done for the season. If it's a grade 1, you're looking at 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks sort of thing. Hopefully, it's just a strain. Well, remember, Szoboszlai apparently just had a hamstring strain the first time round, and now he's got a full-on hamstring pull. It's just bad. He didn't train the days after getting the illness. Normally, if the muscle has not worked, he might have forced it on return. Well, then that's down to training, ain't it? That's down to the coaches forcing him. They should be looking after him better. But again, this is not the first time Alisson's got muscle injuries. It's actually not the first time Alisson's had hamstring. This is the problem. This is not like it's a rare occurrence. not like Alisson getting injured is a rare occurrence. I just don't get. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what this team. I just don't know. I don't know what we're doing to get these muscle injuries constantly. What are the players doing to look after themselves? Because I do believe sometimes footballers have got to look after their bodies as well. You know, usually you see the best players in the world barely get injured. Look at Salah getting a hamstring injury at AFCON. You know, when Salah ever injured? Because he looks after his body. His body's a temple. He looks after it. He makes sure he's in absolute pristine condition 24/7. So I do think sometimes injuries are down to a player looking after themselves. You look at Jack Grealish. You know, Jack Grealish don't look after himself well enough. You know, and now he's getting injuries because of it. You got. I do think it does. It's not all about the team at times. It's not about the scout, the coaching, and the medical department. If the player himself is not actually doing enough to look after himself, you know, if he's not looking after himself well enough, he can get injuries. You just got to worry about Alisson. You know, is Alisson doing too much? Is Alisson too aggressive in training? If Alisson's too aggressive in training, then it's up to the coaches to try and get a routine for where he's not getting constantly injured. You know, for me, the team, the staff at Liverpool Football Club now should be looking at it and going, all right, why is Alisson our number one goalkeeper, arguably the number one goalkeeper in world football? Why is he getting muscle injuries quite a lot recently? Why is he hitting muscle injuries? What's the reason for Alisson's muscle injuries? Because there is a reason. It's not just bad luck. There's a reason for everything, guys. There's an absolute reason for absolutely everything. And they've got to find out that reason. And if it's about aggressive training, then maybe Alisson doesn't need to train that much. You know, has anyone seen the R9 documentary? Has anyone seen the R9 documentary, the original Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo? Has anyone seen his documentary? Let me know if you've seen his documentary because it's amazing. You know, he had that bad knee injury, yeah? So R9 had that terrible, terrible knee injury, right? And when he went to Inter Milan, he told them at Inter Milan, don't let me train. I don't need to train. Let me just do like warm ups, be with the team and stuff like that. But I don't need to train like everyone else is going to do because come Saturday, if I'm fit, I'm going to score goals and win your games of football. I remember Christian Vieri talking about it, and he's just like, don't let him train. He doesn't need to train. On Saturday, he's the best player in the world. He doesn't need to train because if you overtrain him, he's going to get more injuries. And that's what happened to R9's career. You know, he kept overtraining and overworking after that massive knee injury. He was never the same player. Maybe you got to do something like that. That's, you it just maybe with. And by the way, the R9 documentary might be the greatest football documentary ever about a player. That and World Cup 1990. Italian 90 and the R9 documentary are the two best football documentaries. Amazing stuff. But going back to that, maybe with Alisson, you got to like, because he's such a good goalkeeper, there's nothing you can really coach Alisson doing. Because Alisson's world class. He's at that level where there's nothing you can really coach him because he's great at everything. So maybe you just have to go to Ali, look, with your muscle injuries and your injuries lately, we know how good you are as a footballer. When you play on the weekend, Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday night game, we know you're going to be world class at what you're doing in goal. There's nothing really we can coach you, but we want to keep you fit and healthy. So we're going to give you a different training regime. You don't have to train every day with the boys. Sometimes you can do indoor work, just do light exercise, keeping your muscles warm, keeping yourself elastic, keeping yourself flexible. Maybe do gym work. You don't need to go out there and be so aggressive with your training. And yeah, Maradona's is great as well, by the way. Big shout out. Maradona's is out of this world. Can I just say something about the Maradona documentary? The best thing about the Maradona documentary is when he goes to Napoli. Remember when he goes to Napoli, guys, and because the Italian mafia basically bought the Sicilian mafia basically bought Maradona to Napoli. Everyone knows the story. And the reporter went to interview Maradona, and he asked Maradona if he only came to Napoli for the money. And and Maradona went, no, 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 of course not, of course not. And he said that getting out of like a Bentley or something like that with a fur coat and a gold chain. It's hilarious. It's the most Maradona thing. It's beautiful. Go and watch it. It's amazing. But yeah, it's just we can't be without Alisson Becker, guys. Look, let's be serious for 1 minute here, guys. Yeah, you and there's 92 people in this chat right now. You guys and me. Let's just sit here and have a mature adult discussion about this, about people getting upset and angry about football opinions. Let's have a real debate here, guys. Real chat. Liverpool Football Club can't be without Alisson Becker for long periods of time in the season. Do we all agree with that? Does everyone agree that we cannot be without Alisson Becker for long periods of a season? Because he's world class at what he does. And the way we play dictates if Alisson's playing for us. You know, this high line, one-on-one defending, yeah, we play that way because we got an Alisson Becker in goal. I don't think we play like that if we have like Jersey Dudek in goal. Do you know what I mean? Because we rely on the world class ability of Alisson Becker in that one-on-one aspect of defending and goalkeeping that he does. He's a front-footed goalkeeper, as Klopp calls him. So our play, the way we play, is dictated because we got someone like Alisson Becker in goal. If we keep having periods in a season where Alisson Becker is pulling muscles, ripping muscles, having muscle injuries, not goalkeeping injuries, muscle injuries that you'd expect a winger to get, someone who's quick to get. You know, I expect, you know, the fact that Alisson Becker has had more muscle injuries in his Liverpool career than Mo Salah, who's a quick, tricky winger, that should actually worry people. That should be concerning. Think about it. Alisson Becker in his Liverpool career has had more muscle issues through injuries than a quick, tricky winger in Mo Salah. That's mad. That's just absolutely mad to me. It makes no sense. the injuries that Alisson Becker gets is like what an outfield player gets when they're sprinting a lot, when they're running a lot. Hamstring injuries. And this goes back to 2019. He's always had muscle injuries. It's just we got to be careful, in my opinion. I think we got to be careful because we can't afford next season with no Jurgen Klopp, a different team, different way of playing. We can't afford to have Alisson Becker missing 5, 6, 8, 10 games of football through muscle injuries again next season. And don't forget, guys, the older he gets, the more likely he's going to keep getting muscle injuries as well. Now he's in his 30s. The older he's going to get, Alisson Becker's, if he's getting muscle injuries constantly at the moment while he's been at Liverpool, the older he gets in his 30s, there's more chance of him carry on getting muscle injuries. That's a worry. It's a concern to me as a Liverpool fan that my best goalkeeper, arguably, you could argue as well, this guys, you could actually argue this point. Alisson Becker is Liverpool's best player, full stop. You could actually put if someone came up to me and went, Alisson Becker is Liverpool's best player out of everyone in the team, I can't really argue it. I'm not going to debate about it because I'll be like, yeah, fair point. You could argue Salah, you could argue Van Dijk, you can argue these players, you can argue Trent. There's a good argument to say Alisson Becker is Liverpool's best player, right? You can't afford to have your best player, your extremely important player in a specialised position that is there because the way we play is a benefit to us. missing games through muscle injuries. It's just sorry, guys, and that's the worry for me. That's the worry for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just if Virgil van Dijk started getting muscle injuries, guys. Virgil van Dijk very rarely gets injured, yeah? He had that big injury against Everton, but that was an impact injury, yeah? Goalkeeper taking his career almost. That was an impact injury. Apart from that, Virgil rarely gets injuries, yeah? For Liverpool football players. He had the old hamstring injury after that bad knee injury, yeah? But he rarely gets injuries. What if we saw Virgil next season or a year after, he signs a new contract, and Virgil's 33, 34? And his body's starting to break down, and he's getting muscle injuries. And he's getting muscle injuries. Alisson Becker, who's our best goalkeeper, he's getting muscle injuries. And we're losing two massive cogs in the way we play, the way we've played under all these years going forward. And we're losing two extremely talented footballers to our team that are probably the two most important players to our side in Virgil and Alisson. If they start both getting muscle injuries because they're getting older. It's something we've got to think about. And I love Alisson Becker. I've said he's. I don't think we can replace Alisson Becker. I think every other player in our team we can probably replace. I just don't know who you replace Alisson Becker. I don't know who you go and get. You know, but something for me has to be done in the training part of it, guys. It really does. Really does. And I'm just hoping. Let's all cross our fingers, guys. Everyone cross your fingers. I want to see crossed fingers in the chat right now. Cross your fingers, guys. Touch wood. That Alisson's not actually that bad. Let's hope Alisson's not actually that bad. It's just a hamstring strain. It's not. He's going to miss, the last few games of February, and he'll be back for the beginning of March. If that's the case, fine, because I don't think he would have been playing the League Cup final anyway. I think Kelleher would be playing the Cup final next weekend. So that ain't a problem. And let's just hope he's missing these last two Premier League games of February. And then he's back in March. And that's all fine. And we ain't got to worry about this. And we can go on. But we have got to look at what the club need to do, in my opinion. They need to go and look at it. Why Alisson Becker keeps getting muscle injuries of an outfield footballer and not actual goalkeeping injuries like broken fingers, dislocated fingers, broken hands, head injuries where they collide with attackers with crosses and stuff like that. He's not getting there. He's getting outfield injuries like hamstrings and groin strains and Achilles tendon rips and stuff like that. It's just not normal. So for me, we've got to just touch wood. Everything's cool. Cross fingers. Everything's cool. And just something's got to be looked at. Something's got to be looked at. Now, look, yesterday I did my video where I actually blamed the medical team. Everyone saw my rant in this medical team. It's shocking. I already spoke about the way we train. Klopp trains intensely. That's why we get training injuries. So maybe some of it we have to look at the manager now. Maybe we have to look at the manager and thinking his training methods might be too extreme because there's a lot of muscle injuries in our club. And we're not buying injury-prone players all the time, guys. This is the thing. Dominic Szoboszlai was an injury-prone player at all the Red Bull teams and for Hungary. Barely injured. Now we can't keep him fit. Maybe it's ain't the way we play. Maybe we have to look at that. I don't know. I just know it's losing Alisson Becker is just the hardest thing for me. If someone told me Virgil was injured tomorrow, I'd be still gutted. But Alisson being injured, I'm just like, shit, man. The way we play is so rigid to having Alisson goal, in my opinion, and having Virgil on the pitch. If we didn't have Virgil and Alisson Becker on the pitch, guys, I don't know about you lot, but I don't think we play like we do now. You take them two out of our team, we have to change the way we play completely. And it's a big drop off. But I can't go too much into Klopp because everyone will come at me, and I can't be bothered with it. So gotta leave it there. What I will say though, Kelleher's got to step up. Now, Queen Kelleher, to his credit, played really well against Burnley. The Kelleher performance against Burnley was the performances we have seen from Kelleher like last season and the season before. That's what we're seeing from Kelleher. Them performances. If he can carry on them performances like he did against Burnley, it'd be absolutely fine. Yeah, he'd be absolutely fine. I actually think there's a bit of me. I think Kelleher's better with the ball at his feet than Alisson, in my opinion. Um, but he's just got to. If he can perform like he did against Burnley for the next few weeks, I'm totally happy with it because there is a good goalkeeper in Kelleher. It's just that most of this season when he's come in, he's not looked like the Kelleher we all rate. I think we all rate Queen Kelleher quite highly, but this season he's not been that player. If he can perform like he did against Burnley while Alisson's out, I'm perfectly happy with it. I'm not worried. I just need that Kelleher back. If we see that Kelleher again, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I think Kelleher is very good at coming out for crosses and defending set pieces. And he's got good. He's got a good long. He's good with the ball at his feet. He's just not as good shot stopper as Alisson Becker is, and his positioning is not as good. But he wouldn't be because Alisson's the best in the world at it. But yeah, if I get that Kelleher for the next few weeks, I'm not too worried. I'm not too concerned because for me, there is a player in Queen Kelleher. I think there's a great player in Queen Kelleher. But look, let's leave the Alisson talk for now because, as I said, we don't know the severity of his hamstring at the moment. That's just hope. It's not what the rumours are saying about this grade 3 nonsense. Let's just hope it's a hamstring strain or it's grade 1. If it's grade 1, it's probably going to be out for 4 weeks. I think we can cope. Anything more than that, it's going to be a strain on our team. It really is. But we'll talk more about Alisson maybe in the next few days when we learn more about him, guys, and learn the severity of the injury. But for now, we'll just keep it there. Otherwise, we're going to just be making stuff up and stuff like that. Right, the game against Brentford tomorrow, guys. It's going to be a difficult one. We're away to Brentford. It's going to be a tricky game. 12:30 kickoff. I actually think the 12:30 kickoff benefits us this time and not a disadvantage because 12:30 kickoffs atmosphere wise are not like an 8 o'clock kickoff or a half 8 kickoff when it starts to get a little bit dark. The Brentford away, I think more difficult under the lights. I think at 12:30 in the afternoon. I think you got more of an advantage playing Brentford away. Brentford have got some of their players back now from AFCON. They got Wissa back as well, is it? Ivan Toney's obviously in a bit of format at the moment, coming back from his suspension. So Brentford are in a pretty decent place. They got handily beaten by Man City last week. You watch that game, it seemed like a comfortable 3-1 Man City win with a Foden hat-trick. But if you go back and watch it, Brentford had chances, man. Brentford did have chances in that game. They obviously took a 1-0 lead for a clever bit of play for a goal kick. And that's one thing Liverpool... right, this is one thing. I think you, me, Angel, Colin, and Pressella, Umarin, Lee, LK, Keep It Real, Dante, Paul, everyone in the chat right now, we all know Brentford's strengths. Is one of them is set pieces. We all know one of their strengths is set pieces, yeah? If we don't defend well from set, I don't know what we're doing in training. We should be concentrating massively on how we defend set pieces against Brentford. Massively. And if we can do that, I think we'll be absolutely fine. If we can defend them set pieces, I think we'll be good. Yeah, Keller gets injured. Yeah, Jesus. We need to keep Ivan Toney pretty quiet. If we can keep Ivan Toney quiet, defend set pieces well, I think we win this game. It's going to be interesting who Jurgen Klopp goes with. It's going to be very, very interesting who Jurgen Klopp goes with in this game for me, guys. You've got, obviously, we know Kelleher's going to play. Then you've got the right back situation because Conor Bradley's back now, and we know Trent's going to be out till, what did Paul Joyce say today? Trent's going to be out till, probably the second week in March, is it? They're hoping he's back before the Man City game. So I think they're trying to get him back before the 8th of March, before the Man City game. So Bosley's apparently got a chance of playing the cup final next weekend, but he might be on the bench for it. But Trent looks like he's trying to be back for the City game. So we know at right back, he's got a big choice to make. So this is what I think Jurgen Klopp's going to do because Ivan Toney drifts good. Ivan Toney does drift into them wide areas, and it can work well in them wide areas. I think the back four tomorrow. Actually, I'll get it up on the screen. Let me know your teams while I'm just getting this up on the screen, guys. Let me know your team. Give me a 1 to 11 in the chat. What you think, and I'll get mine up, and we'll do this together. Yeah. Let's do this together. Let's put me over in the corner there. Yeah, Thomas Frank, man. I hear there's a lot of talk about him at the moment. I got cooked when I talked about Thomas Frank the other day. Everyone cooked me for it. But everyone's sort of coming to terms with it. So we all know who's going to be in goal. Oh my God, hurry up. Jesus Christ. So this is who I'm going to go with, guys. This is who I'm going to go with. I think Joe Gomez plays right back. Canate is back from his suspension now, isn't he? I believe. So Canate will play for me. Virgil will play. And Robbo will play. That's my that's going to be my back four. That's going to be my back four. I don't think Conor Bradley will play this game. I feel like because he just came, like he's just back in the squad after the death of his father, and I just feel like Gomez is in great form at the moment. I don't think Gomez deserves to be dropped. And with Ivan Toney being a clever footballer and drifting into them wide positions, and he's strong, he can hold up the ball. I feel like Joe Gomez should play in this right back position. Personally, I think it might be that because we're away from home. If we was at home for this game, guys, I would actually play Bradley at right back because we'd be more. But because we're away from home, I think it's just something we've got to do tactically. I think this makes more sense. You play Gomez in that right back position. All our left backs are back now. So Robbo's back fit, Simicast is back fit. So I don't think Gomez is needed to play left back anymore. Should he stay left back? Maybe, but you've got two actual left backs back now. Fit. I think Robbo starts. I think personally, I think as soon as Robbo is back fit, he probably starts now for the rest of the season, that left back role. I think Gomez goes to right back and Virgil Canate will be your centre backs. That is the most defensive back four we got. I think that's the most defensive back four we've got. Midfield. And can start. Curtis Jones. Midfield three. That'll be my midfield three for there. Forwards are going to be interesting. Now, Right, let me know in the chat. Yes or no in the chat, guys. Just a simple yes or no in the chat from everyone. Does Mo Salah start this game? Yes or no in the chat. Does Mo Salah start this game? Or does he sit on the bench? Let me know in the chat. Simple yes or no. Does Mo Salah start this game? No, no, yes. No, yes, yes, no, no. Yes, no. I personally feel like, for me, Salah will start. If he's training and he's back in the team, this is look. This is for me is Liverpool's best front three. This is Liverpool's best front three. Tell me if I'm wrong, but for me, this is Liverpool's best front three. Tell me if I'm wrong. But for me, that's Liverpool's. Big up, Nick Nack. Been a while, man. You're doing well, mate. That is Liverpool's front three for me for the rest of the season. That's Liverpool's best front three. Darwin on the left, Jota through the middle, Mo on the right. That's just goals. Goals, goals, goals. It's got pace, it's got trickery, it's got finishers, it's got aggression. I just feel like, for me, that's Liverpool's best front three. I actually think Darwin Núñez is more effective on the left than Luis Diaz at the moment. I actually think Luis Diaz, although he's got goals, I don't think he's played as well as Darwin Núñez. He has scored a goal. I will give Luis Diaz credit, guys. He scored goals while Salah's been away. He definitely has. He stepped up. But I don't think his all-round game has been as good as Darwin Núñez is. Now, for me, that would be my front three. That's pace down the right with Mo. It's pace down the left with Diaz, with Darwin Núñez, and then you've got your finisher in the box in Diogo Jota. Also, all three of them can interchange. Jota can go left. Darwin Núñez can go through the middle. Jota can go on the right. Salah can go through the middle. There's a lot of interchanging in that front three. I think it's harder for defenses to pick up and man mark them three. Darwin Núñez would be looking to stretch the opposition the other way. He'd be looking to get in behind a lot of the time. Mo will try and get in behind in between the lines, and Jota will be trying to ghost into the box. That would be. And I think we need to be a bit more direct at times. I think that ball over the top with Darwin running onto it, I think that's a get out of jail card. When you've got a team coming onto you and they're pressing onto you, and you just need that ball over the top to get yourselves out. Darwin's that player. We've got no one else who does that. You put the ball over the top, Darwin chases it. Most of the time he wins it. And Darwin's proper creative, I think Darwin's crosses across the box are excellent. He cuts inside really well, goes on his right foot. He can bend in a shot. He can play a ball across the ground. He's very good at that. That's why I like him on the left. Sean Dundee. That would be my three. I just feel like what Darwin Núñez gives to it. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. But for me, Darwin Núñez on the left gives us more in a game for 90 minutes than Luis Diaz does at the moment. But I don't think Klopp will go with this, personally. I think Jurgen Klopp will go Luis Diaz. I think Darwin will go. He might start Mo on the bench. If Mo starts on the bench, I think he'll play Diaz on the right, Darwin on the left, and Jota through the middle. When Salah plays Salah might start his first game against Luton, and then I think Darwin and Gakpo be the subs. I don't think that's the right call personally. That's just me. I don't think Darwin should be on the bench right now. I really don't. Now people can say what they want about his goal scoring and all that. He's our most effective striker. Bruce in the pudding, man. You can't drop him. He's effective. He's dangerous. He causes defence nightmares. He runs at fullbacks constantly. He's getting in behind constantly. He creates chances. You know what I'm saying? That's just, for me, Nick says, where's the creativity? Well, Darwin and Mo. I mean, if you look at their creativity stats, Darwin and Mo are very creative in them wide areas. That's why I'd have them. You know, that's why I'd have Darwin and Mo play. They're both very creative in them wide areas. And if we can push Alexis McAllister a bit further forward, and just keep Endo doing a DM job, and push Alexis McAllister a little bit further forward, he can find them balls into feet. He can find them balls into spaces. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like that's the best we got at the moment because of injuries. For me, I think there's goals in that Liverpool team. I really do. I think there's goals in that Liverpool team. And if they play that 11, against Brentford, and we defend set pieces really well, if we defend set pieces really well against Brentford, and we keep Ivan Toney quiet with that 11, I think we win the game. And it'd be a big win as well, guys, because we're kicking off first. And if we win this game, we go 5 points clear again. And it puts pressure on City and Arsenal to win their games. You know, you get that gap. It might be only for a couple of hours, but it gets the opposition, it gets Man City and Arsenal players. Oh, shit, Liverpool won again. That's another 5 point gap. That means we've got to win again to get close to them. So you put the pressure on them. And that's what Liverpool need to do. That's what Liverpool need to do. Big up, my friend from the Midwest. Big up to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. But for me, that's what Liverpool need to do. Defend set pieces extremely well against a very good Brentford side on set pieces. Watch out for the counter attacks. Watch out for Ivan Toney dropping into deep positions. You know, and the quick wingers getting forward. We've got to defend that well. Keep possession. Keeping possession of the ball. Keeping possession of the ball is really important for Liverpool, in my opinion. Liverpool can keep the possession of the ball and don't do anything silly, no slip ups, no mistakes. Play direct football as well. Get direct. Get the ball in between. Get the ball over the top. Get the ball into the wide areas that Darwin Núñez and Mo Salah to get into. You know, to get them one on one with their fullbacks or their wing backs if they're playing three at the back. You know, get them in. If they're playing three at the back, get Darwin and Mo to keep pushing forward. Cheat. If they play three at the back with them wing backs, get Mo and Darwin to keep pushing forward. Don't let them come back. Stay forward. Keep Brentford at the other end. Don't let them push forward. Keep them on their toes. That's what I would be looking to do, man. That's what I'll be looking to do. And that Darwin, Mo, and Jota, one of them's going to score. One of them's going to score. Big up Early Doors Football TV. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We doing Jamie good show. Big up, man. Big up. How you doing well, my friend? Big up, Jason. How you doing, man? How you doing well? But that's the 11 I will go with. The only difference I would make is maybe Mo doesn't start this game and he starts on the bench and Diaz starts on the right, Darwin Núñez on the left, Jota through the middle. That would probably be the only change I would make. And then I would leave people like Conor Bradley in that for the home game against Luton, you know, where Conor Bradley can express himself a little bit more at home at Anfield. I think it makes sense for Joe Gomez to play this game because, as I said, Ivan Toney can go into them wide areas, cause issues, cause problems with his body strength and his great ability at keeping hold of the ball. I think Joe Gomez will be superb in that area alongside Canate, just squeezing in if they need to, making it all tight at the back. Big up Imran. How you doing? Well, my friend. Big up to you, my man. Big up to you. But yeah, that's me, mate. That's me, guys. Look, it's a very late night stream, so I can't go for too long. Big up to you guys, though, coming into the stream at midnight. I do appreciate it. Guys, enjoy the game. Enjoy the football. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow after the game's finished. So make sure you're looking out for that match reaction. So if you have subscribed, make sure you're hitting the notification bell so you know when I go live. So I should be live as soon as the match is finished tomorrow around 3 o'clock. So make sure you're watching out for the channel. Then we'll talk about the game. Hopefully a Liverpool win. And we're sitting there a bit happier than we are now with the Alisson lose. But big up to every single one of you. Don't forget, go smash the like. Subscribe if you're new. Share the video. All that lovely stuff. Until then, guys, enjoy the football tomorrow. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you for the match reactions. Bye-bye.